Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
For you in Huntsville, Texas.
Welcome in, Huntsville.
That was great.
I did that good, didn't
That was great.
I actually, pat me on the back.
Yeah, here, hold on. Give you a pat, big pat on the back there. Man, I had to stretch this morning, for that reach over there on that pat on the back.
Well,
He's reaching all right.
He's already
wide,
reaching.
so you got to reach across her.
We are live. We do know that we're live, folks. We just wanted to have a different intro. Kaye Boehning, right here next to me. Am I right? Tomorrow's Promise, Montessori schools, not with a Z, Montessori.
Yeah, you got the Z in there, kid.
It was a little bit. It's because I had like a sip of water still in my mouth, and it kind of sloshed around. The old sloshkish. Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Kaye Boehning next to us today. Rick Boehning. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools with an S. We appreciate them very much here on a Wednesday. What were we just talking about? Stretching, reaching? We're live.
Getting in under
You had
the
me
wire.
do the intro, and you patted me on the back.
I had a thought that I was going to talk about, and I have no idea where it came from. It's just the ADD went and just like that car out there, like that T-Bird. That's a Thunderbird, right?
Yes, sir.
It's just like that T-Bird right out there that one of y'all drives. It just went and adios. We're here. We're live.
It better not. It's better stay parked there.
Yeah, it's there. Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome in here on a wonderful Wednesday. As always, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. We would love to hear from you this morning. Chime in. Let us know how you're doing, as always, what you are thankful for today. We have so much to be thankful for in this community. Many of you may be going through some issues this morning, and you know what? Surround yourself with good friends, someone that you can talk to. It's important to kind of have that circle. That's one thing that I learned from friends up north was it's really important to have just a core circle of people that you can always talk to, bounce ideas off of. And then I think even when you're going through some things in life, it's important to have people to talk to. And maybe you're waking up this morning saying, I don't really have anybody to talk to. You know what? Give us a shout. We don't mind chatting with you and talking to you, but surround yourself with good friends and family, and I guarantee you're going to have a great day. So we want to welcome you in. Sarah already joining in. Sarah's saying another day, and we appreciate you, Sarah, so welcome on in here on a Wednesday. We hope you have a wonderful and blessed day today, Sarah. Also, Jennifer, who was our winner yesterday. We got some big old box of fireworks over there, that she's going to be firing off.
I tried to win that.
Yeah, you did. And I promise the randomizer did not pick you.
Darn it.
So the randomizer didn't pick. But Jennifer saying, good morning, happy Wednesday. Let's get it. I love that. Find a Bible study this evening or follow me to Northside Baptist. There you go. Jennifer joining in. But my favorite part of that, besides the Bible study, she said, let's get it. Let's get it.
The world's probably grateful that he did not win the fireworks.
Yeah, it would have not been great. Are y'all in a? Well, no, you guys aren't. I was going to say, do you live in an area where you can shoot them? No, you can't.
No, we live pretty close to you because we were out of power too yesterday.
Yeah, from like 1 a.m. What time did it come? Bridget said like 8:30 it came back on. You guys were probably already at work, though.
I was, but she got a notification. And we have a generator.
Ah, okay. So it automatically.
Yeah, I was awake when it went off 4 or 5 times.
Okay. Ours, we do not have a generator, and we have a small battery pack that lasts about 10 minutes. And we put a fan on that, and it actually lasted about 5 hours. Thank goodness for that fan. And then at 5 a.m., the fan quit working. And when you have a 8.5-month pregnant lady at home, 2 dogs, a child, notice that, a child, and only 5 hours of fan that goes off, not good.
No.
Not good.
Do you need to come to our house?
We should have. We should have. I was at one point going to dump the ice chest out on the bed, take the ice out of the freezer and just dump it all over the bed.
And do you think that would work?
It would have worked temporarily. It would have. So, hey, let us know again that you're out there today. We are broadcasting live, beautiful downtown Huntsville. We always enjoy the opportunity to bring you this show each and every morning, and we just want you to wake up with an attitude of gratitude and just thankful for so many friends that are able to be a part of this show and to join us. As always, show is brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise on Wednesday. We couldn't do it without our good friends at Tomorrow's Promise. We'll have Kaye's Wednesday Wisdom coming up here in a little bit as well on the back end of the show. We wouldn't be here in the studio without our good friend Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers. He's also our presenting sponsor of the Rays of Hope fundraising drive that will be happening, the last weekend of July on a Saturday. So excited about that. We'll be releasing more information here later this week about the nonprofits that we are partnering with to help out during that drive. Also a big thank you to Paul Oley with the gallery. He is right next door to us. We work in collaboration with Paul. So for all your custom photography, framing, and more, support local. Talking about supporting local last night, we were blessed to to sponsor the small business after hours. It could be large business too.
We just call it BA.
So business after hours yesterday, and so that was a lot of fun. And you guys were there. You guys sponsored it the month before. Awesome job, by the way, there at the Gibbs Conference Center. It was a lot of fun. And then we had it last night out at the Chamber. It's a little bit.
You had quite a few people show up, which was nice.
Yeah, it was a great little turnout, and so we appreciate everybody. We didn't have the mayor. You guys had the mayor.
Well,
that's just distinguished.
We had Kaye Boehning Day that day, so.
Yeah, so you got to honor that one, and it was great. But it was a lot of fun, and I talk about that. It's important for us to support small business, support local nonprofits, and man, it was great yesterday. Just catching up with made some new friends, some new folks out there, and so I encourage you this morning, if you haven't had a chance to be a part of our local chamber, maybe you're a business person, I highly encourage you to get involved with the local chamber. Look, even if you're an individual, we have some individuals that pay a membership just to have a place to come hang out and network.
Yeah,
and
that's not that much.
No, not at all.
I noticed that your adorable little daughter was going around making a lot of friends too.
She was.
Braylon was out there just.
I'm trying to get her to
She was winning everybody's heart.
Besides you guys helping with the show, I'm trying to, at 19 months, I'm trying to go ahead and get her in the workforce. I need some help selling, and so we've got Braylon going around, but someone, Lois, our good friend Lois, had posted something about adorable, most adorable, and I said no, wait a minute, most adorable near 2 years old, because Samantha's little girl is absolutely precious.
Preston was very pretty.
She's 6 months old now, I believe, and she's just precious. So it was great to have her. Well, friends, we got a great show lined up today. Of course, we'll be having some fun here with Tomorrow's Promise, as we always do on a Wednesday. We'll hear more about construction updates and how their business is going. Third location coming, the Tomorrow's Promise Academy, just off Veterans Memorial. So we'll talk and get some updates there on the back end of the show. Our good friend Dell Enderlin joining us here from Operation Red Wings. We're excited to have him talking today about their organization, the great work that they are doing to help veterans, not just here in this community, but from all over. And so we've got a great show lined up. Let us know that you're out there. Again, let us know what you're thankful for this morning. Rick, here we go. Can we do it?
I think we should do it.
All right, 7:15. All is well at the Walls unit. I don't know if I should. I got to be careful when I blow that because what's the tone for like 3 prisoners have escaped? Do you know those yet?
I have no idea.
See, I would think if you hear the horn, that it means that someone's gotten out. But there's, I guess, a sequence of if you know someone in Huntsville knows those tones and like how it works. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the horn that sounds. Give us more information. I need to know the full details of those horns. Was it you guys that were on the show? We were talking about that's how they communicate with all of them?
Yeah, that's how they blow the all clear.
I was like, don't we have text messages nowadays? Can't we just text each other and let us know?
Well, when you're up in the picket, no.
No texting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think all parts of the prison have access to phones. There's probably some rules about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we still sending pigeons or what, you know? I'm just kidding. They do great work, you know. We're not free. Yeah, we do great. Don't tell the guys behind the wall to go free. You guys stay put. You got a sentence to serve. But, you know, in all seriousness, great folks. We appreciate TDCJ too. You know, one thing that I really enjoy about being back here in Huntsville is I've been more mindful of my surroundings. Jason Thompson is really big about teaching people to be aware of their surroundings for safety and those kind of things. First and foremost, I feel extremely safe here in Huntsville. I love the people, love the community, and just the interaction. But I've just became more aware now that I'm kind of doing this and not under another bubble where I can really like just kind of see everything. And what's really cool is I never realized how many of our wonderful TDCJ employees are all over this community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I go to the cleaners, they're there. I go to HEB, they're there. I always give those guys a pat on the back and tell them I appreciate them.
If you are new to the school and you see me scrutinizing you, that's what I'm doing. Trying to be mindful of my surroundings.
Yeah, and Jason Thompson, like I said, a Guardian Defense, he's just really opened up my eyes to just be really aware. Hey, we got some prizes we're giving away today as well, so some more of these passes. Rick, you mind holding these up here? Actually, Kaye, can you hold one? And Rick can hold one, and we'll just we'll shine the camera on you. There you go. So these are more of the firearm. This is for the range out there at Guardian Defense. So we appreciate Jason so much. He has given us a handful of these, $30 value there. So we're giving away those. You can take your significant other and go out there. Have you guys been out there before?
I haven't, but I'd like to go.
Oh, yeah, we got to get you.
I have a new rifle I need to sign in.
You know what would be fun? You and I need to go out there and then shoot some video, and then we can bring it back for the show. And
I think we should do it.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Do that?
Let's do it. Let's
Now?
do it. Let's leave right now.
Let's go.
All right, friends. That's been a
Bye,
great show.
guys.
Dell, sorry.
We'll do the show, Dale.
Yeah, Dell, Kaye, and Rick will take over the show. But we're excited about it, though. And, yeah, we'll go out there and we'll figure out a way to that'd be a lot of fun to make that happen. So
I have an arsenal, whichever one you want to take with you.
Okay. Sounds great. As long as we can go in the Thunderbird and just race out of here.
We'll have 2 Thunderbirds.
That's what I was going to ask you earlier. How fast have you went in that car, Kaye? This is a time to be transparent and open. We're honest on this show. HPD, turn off the mic. How fast have you went on this car before, Kaye?
That one probably about 75.
That's it?
Yeah.
Even when you're on 45?
I have a CDL. If I get pulled over,
See?
You know.
Kaye's Wednesday wisdom coming early today.
I can tell you that over 120 it gets a little squirrely.
Rick, the van is out there. I love it. It suits you beautifully.
Oh, I was in a Thunderbird.
No, I know, but the van is out there.
Are you saying I'm a soccer mom?
No, I'm saying you're a soccer dad, man. It's different, you know. I drove a van back in the day. It was a Toyota Sienna. I actually enjoyed that thing. Someone was making fun of me. They said, you have a Jeep. Why are you driving a Toyota Sienna? I said, I just love it. It's got a lot of room. And, you start turning that thing on the back end, you just feel it wobbling around. Rick,
I do this because a lot of you could fold everything down the back. You can carry as much as a pickup.
100%. I love it, man. I do have to. How fast have you went in that thing, Rick?
I probably never had it over 90.
Over 90. Okay. All right. I think at the fastest I've ever went in a vehicle, 110 on 130 one time, Highway 130, and it wasn't intentional. It's just you get out there on the road and there's a part south of Austin. You got this gap between Austin and San Antonio. Back in the day, now 35 is completely loaded. If you drive from Dallas to San Antonio, it's one mega city now. Yeah. But on 130, there was still some country out there. And I'll never forget, man, I'm cruising, just ripping through Lockhart. Suddenly I look down and I'm going 110, and it didn't even feel like it. And
I have a Pontiac Solstice that's a floor on the floor, and it goes pretty good. I'm not going to tell you in front of my wife how fast it's been.
Yeah, don't do that, because we need to be safe here, Rick.
I am very safe when I'm by myself.
I want to do the modified stock car racing. Did they have any of that around here, this area? You know, like a dirt track?
There used to be a track down south a little bit, nearly to Conroe.
There was a place outside of Georgetown back, and we thought about it when I had my IT business. We were going to sponsor it, and you could sponsor a car and actually drive the car, and it was like $500. So you could go pay $500. The only thing that you had to have was your own fire retardant suit and a helmet and all that, the safety gear. But they would provide the car, and then you bring the suit. And it was like $500, and you could get in there and race those things.
That sounds like fun to me. Let's go.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to do that.
With our rifles.
But, well, CDL, you'd be in trouble. Gosh, man.
I don't have a CDL.
Yeah. Well, look, speaking of all this, we're going to set back, rewind. Want to let you know again this morning, you can text in to win. The keyword is winter for those prizes that we talked about earlier.
Wait. It's winter?
It is winter, yeah. It's not summer.
Darn it.
You corrected. Keyword is winter, WINNER. Santa George the other day said winter because he's ready for Christmas. Not winter, winter.
Well, you are doing the fundraiser for July,
Christmas in July.
Rays of Hope.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
there's all these Christmas in July and stuff. So people are thinking of winter.
They are. Maybe next week it'll be winter. We'll see. We don't want to. People want to start feeling a little bit cooler. But the keyword is winter. Text it to us with your name alongside that keyword winter. The number 936-339-0139. Again, text in that keyword 936-339-0139 for your chance to be a winner. And you can text it once a day. If you don't win today, you can possibly win tomorrow. I was meeting some folks yesterday. Rick, you've been texting in.
Every day.
Matt had said, I've been texting in every day. Why haven't I gotten it yet? Jennifer's been texting in every day. Guess what? She won. So she has the fireworks. She's going to be taking them down to Cyprus and having some fun, she said. So,
I actually don't have a place to take them.
we can just go out.
We could go to Oklahoma to our farm.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good drive for
It
fireworks.
would be. 9 hours.
We're not going to Oklahoma, but what we are doing is we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our good friend, Mr. Dell Enderlin, this morning. Stay with us. Again, let us know what you're thankful for today. We'll be back in a moment. It's your show, Huntsville. Good morning, Huntsville. We'll be right back here in just a few moments. Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Welcome back in. Good morning, Huntsville, as we get rocking and rolling here on a Wednesday, episode 57. I always try to tie numbers into something. A few
It was
days
a good year. Had some neat cars that year.
And you know what else I was saying? Heinz 57 ketchup.
Cars were better.
Yeah, they were. Ketchup's all right, though. The other day it was episode 53. That's Herbie, So we were y'all on that episode? I started singing that. Someone's like, are you a bird? I said, no, man, that's the Herbie theme song. You got to get with the program. Well, we're back here on a Wednesday. Big thank you to Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Man, they are the excellence when it comes to child care in this area. Not just child care, but education. I always say a child care education center, teaching young people just about the world. And I think it's very important what Tomorrow's Promise does. Their third location will be coming soon. We'll talk with Kaye here in just a few moments. But don't want to keep him waiting. He's been waiting patiently in the background. Good to have Mr. Dell Enderlin joining us with Operation Red Wings Foundation. Man, good to have you on today.
I appreciate you having me.
You bet. You and I have been talking for a while, and I know our schedules, things have been a little bit hectic, but finally great to get you on this morning. We're all about highlighting the good in our community, and y'all's organization doing a fantastic job. We'll have, in a moment, we'll talk more about that, but just let us know a little bit about you. 8 years here in Huntsville now, I believe. Let us know a little bit about your background and how you got here, my friend.
Well, I got here through a junior college in Florida. actually. I went to school to play baseball, and then came out here for my junior and senior year, back about 100 years ago, it seems like, and loved it here, and have spent most of my life trying to figure out how to get back here. And my second wife and I, we were riding a motorcycle up here one day, and we were talking about moving somewhere, maybe Conroe, Willis area, and she said, "How about Huntsville?" And that was all it took, and so here I am.
You had an opportunity, you mentioned, transition over. Sam Houston State, we love our university here. 22,000 young people, which is crazy to think about. Back in the day, it was still growing. You got to play a little baseball here. Can you enlighten us a little bit about the baseball days?
Great days, most memorable days of my life, which I think is why I wanted to come back here. It was just an exciting time. We had a really good team, great group of guys. We're all still in touch with each other. We're all best friends. Just amazing. One of my teammates is, a lot of people are probably familiar with him, Richard Linkletter, movie producer and director, did Dazed and Confused. And so, yeah, we're all still in touch, and just a great experience.
I love hearing that because, Brian Adams was telling me, I don't know if you know Brian or not, but when I was broadcasting Sam Houston athletics for a few years, Brian became a best friend of mine. He was my analyst, but he also, went to school here and grew up around this area. But he had mentioned that movie. I said, "Brian, did you ever?" And he knew the gentleman that you were talking about. I said, "Did you ever get to be an extra?" And he said, "No." So I'm going to ask you, did you get to be in the movie?
No. Well, I did not know him during his high school days, because Dazed and Confused was about his experience here at Huntsville High School. He did, however, do what was billed as a sequel to that called Everybody Wants Some, which was about his days here. He was really here for 2 years, but it was about that experience in the house that we lived in, which is where the old Giddy Up Glamour is, right across from the chamber. So we lived there. There were actually 2 homes there. One of them's been torn down. It's owned by the hospital district now. But that was quite a fun time. And that movie is about our experience in that house.
There's so much, history in this community and culture, and that's one reason, I love it. I know that you do as well, Del. Like you said, you came back, and it's just, it's that old story. The cat came back the very next day. We thought he was a goner. There's a little kid's song that I sing to my daughter. She's 19 months old. If you haven't heard it, go look it up. It'll get stuck in your head. It's one of those songs, but it's like we went away for a little while, and we just wanted to be back in this community because of great organizations and great people. And that kind of segues in now to Operation Red Wings Foundation. Let us know just a little bit about this organization and the great work that you're doing for veterans and throughout the community. I think it's phenomenal.
So I also want to mention today is the 18th anniversary of the Operation Red Wings mission, and it was when 4 Navy SEALs were dropped on a mountain in Afghanistan. Marcus Luttrell, as most of the community knows, was the only one that survived that. And anyway, 19 Night Stalkers and SEALs were killed in that, and today's the anniversary of that. So anyway, I hope everybody's thoughts and prayers with the families of those fallen. But anyway, when Marcus came back, he started the foundation, which was Lone Survivor Foundation at the time. And the mission was to help veterans and their families heal from the invisible wounds of combat.
Yes, sir.
And so 13 years we've been doing this. This year I think we're going to have 53 retreats. We own a location in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we rent Camp Coyote. People in Huntsville are probably familiar with that. It's an old kids camp owned by Sidney Grisham. And so anyway, we have retreats out there. 25 a year we have there, 25 in North Carolina, and then we have a few other people that donate their facility that we take them up on that, and we have retreats at those locations as well. So our goal here is to help as many veterans as we can who suffer from PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and chronic pain. And this is a therapeutic retreat. It is not recreational. There's a lot of veteran organizations that take them hunting, fishing, and those are all great, but we're trying to focus on helping them cope and heal from their from their invisible wounds.
Yeah, I think the organization, we bring in so many folks, Dell, and appreciate you being here with us and the mission that you guys have. You know, we bring in so many folks and nonprofits, and I say this, you know, with compassion, saying I wish we didn't have to have these organizations. But the truth is there's guys out there that have been through a lot more than we can ever imagine. And I think it's great that the Operation Red Wings Foundation is here to support these veterans. Talk a little bit more about, you mentioned the retreats, and you know it's great to have an organization, really the kind of the headquarters, I guess, if you will, that is right here rooted in Huntsville, but really a national reach. Dig in a little bit more about the organization and some of the services that you guys provide to these veterans.
Yes, so we it's a 6-day retreat, and we introduce them to all types of therapies and tools and techniques to help them cope with it. We use therapeutic horsemanship. Alpha Stem, which is it's a machine that sends electrical impulses that helps them. It helps them with sleep and also can help them with pain in certain areas of their body. There's probes on it. They can, if they like it and if it's useful and helpful to them, they can actually go to a provider and get it through the VA. And then we have biofeedback. It's an app, and it comes with they call it an inner balance trainer.
Like a sensor.
You hook it up to your ear, and there are on the app on your phone, they can take it with them wherever they go. If they're in a high anxiety or stress situation, they can use that app to kind of slow their heart rate and slow their breathing down to kind of bring them back. Because unless you've been through that, you really don't know what they're going through. But when they get in those situations, sometimes the reactions are not the best, but they can't control that. And then our most successful thing is called ART therapy. And that is, ART stands for Accelerated Resolution Therapy. And it has to do with rapid eye movement. It's really hard to explain, but the therapist uses this technique of moving their hand back and forth. And really what it does is it takes a negative scene or situation, and it doesn't make them forget it, but it replaces, they use something positive in their life and replace that negative with a positive so that they don't have this traumatic or instant reaction that's negative, maybe for their family members or in a public place or whatever. And it's worked great. We've been doing it. It's kind of I say it's new. We've been doing it the entire time.
It's great to have so many resources because, I'm very familiar with the equine horse therapy portion. There was an organization up in the Georgetown area that I was involved with called ROC, Right On Center for Kids, and there was a lot of veterans that came in there, and I think that is a very important component. But there's so much more, to help these men and women who have so graciously served our country, selflessly served our country, so that we can be here. Again, Dell Enderlin joining us from Operation Red Wings Foundation. You can visit their website, orwfoundation.org. One of the things that pops up right away, and I think it's important, it says no cost help for PTSD, MTBI symptoms, and chronic pain. Let us know a little bit more about just the no cost aspect of this.
Yeah, so we've privately funded the entire time. We rely on donations to support this, and from the time the veteran gets to the airport till we return them to the airport, it's free of charge. We pay for the airfare, the housing here, the food, all the therapists, everything. It doesn't cost them anything.
There may be someone out there today saying, I've been through a really tough situation, or maybe a family member, is coping with someone who just needs help. How can folks get connected? How does, if someone comes to you for the first time, how are they usually finding that avenue? How do they get connected?
They usually we get them through referrals. And so just to back up a little bit, I've talked about the veteran side of this. We also have retreat for spouses of veterans.
Oh, great.
Because obviously they're impacted by whatever the veteran's been through. They're with them all day and night. And so there's a huge impact there. And also, so after, they don't have to go to a spouse program, but a lot of them do. And then we will bring them together as a couple to focus on the marriage and educate the spouse on what the veteran's going through, because they can't relate to it a lot of times. And they think that, they're just mad and angry all the time, and that's not the case. And then after they go to the couples, if they want and there's children involved, we bring them back for a family retreat.
Again, we're talking this morning with Dell Enderlin with the Operation Red Wings Foundation. Kaye, you know, it's one thing that I love about this show is being able to highlight these organizations. And here is another organization with very specific needs to help folks that are going through situations.
So they get to come, you said they go with their family and, you know, you have ongoing support. They go to one of these retreats. Do they still have ongoing support after that?
We set them up with
helping?
resources because, like I said, we have a nationwide reach. We've had people from all 48 states, and I'm not sure. I know we've had somebody from Alaska. I'm not sure about Hawaii. And we've had people coming from Puerto Rico that have served in our military. So, we can't obviously, as a small organization, do a lot of follow-up there, but whatever it is that they get from our retreat that they like or is beneficial to them, we will set them up with whatever resources that are available in the community that they live in.
Again, Dell Enderlin joining us this morning from the Operation Red Wings Foundation. Dell, a question came in from Dina this morning, and she said, is there anything for she said kids, but I have to say children because Kaye, it's kids or what is it, the offspring of goats?
Goats.
So Kaye always corrects me as an educator. She says children. So Dina, she asked, is there anything for just children?
No, they have to come through the family program as well. And really to get through to the whole family, the veterans got to recognize that there's an issue. And most veterans think that they're the only ones going through this until they come to the retreat and realize that they're all experiencing some of the same challenges. And a lot of times the veteran comes when he's hit close to rock bottom, and maybe somebody in the family has said, you need to get help or we're done. And so they'll come, and then by the time they're leaving, they're on the phone with their spouse or significant other and ready to come to a couples retreat because they're excited, and it just rejuvenates the whole family dynamic. But no, there's nothing just for kids alone. That would be problematic anyway. I mean, you have to have the parents. Sorry, children. You have
Was Kaye looking at you?
Yeah.
No, I was not.
Man, that was a glare. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, you have to have the parent accompany him too. We're not set up for just bringing in kids.
Gotcha.
It's hard to change the children if you can't change the parent.
Sure.
Looking here,
I'm
Dell.
going to keep saying kids. I don't
That's
know.
fine.
Hey, I did it, man. I did it for the first 2 months.
Okay.
And then and I still do it. I do it when Kaye's not here.
Okay, I did not learn that it was disrespectful to call them kids until I was 56.
So we got time.
So-
Okay, good.
So
you
if we're just starting, like today, we have 56 more years to get this right. So we're okay,
Well,
man.
And I still say kids once in a while. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they are kids.
Dell, taking a look at the website here again, appreciate Dell Enderlin joining us this morning with Operation Red Wings Foundation. Just looking at the impacts, and you've mentioned the retreats, but the numbers, just amazing. And it's not just the numbers. If you help one and change the lives of one, that is so important. But we're talking about an organization that really does. I know you talked nationally, but I mean, let's think about it. Really, it's a global outreach. And I know you're not going into other countries and running things, but there are folks that are from all over. Over 3,000 number of veterans and families served, 305 of these retreats. These retreats, can you let us know a little bit more just maybe about some of the details and how they're organized and put together? And you said that they occur just really all over the nation, correct?
They do, and we average one a week, and we try to schedule them out. Sometimes we have to have two in the same week at the different locations, only because we can't have retreats over holidays, et cetera. People just wouldn't come. But it starts with a veteran signing up. There's a few questions just on the website. Basically, if you're a veteran, you have PTSD or symptoms of PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or you have chronic pain, you're eligible to come. And we just ask that they provide proof with their DD-214 that they are a veteran, and they go into our database, and then we have a counselor on staff who are our program director, and she or one of her interns will do an intake, make sure that they're qualified. They have to be able to go without drugs or alcohol for a 6-day period because they're coming in because we can't have that at the retreat. And if they qualify, then we put them on the schedule if they still want to come. It's hard sometimes because they'll say yes, they do, and then it gets close and their anxiety hits, and sometimes they want to back out, and scheduling becomes an issue then because it's free, and if they take up the slot, they're taking up a slot for somebody else, and then they don't come, and that much longer that somebody else goes without getting help. But then and we try to schedule them maybe 3 months out. Sometimes up to 6, and then they always come in on a Wednesday, and they leave on Monday mornings.
That's great.
And it's all scheduled. It's a set schedule during the retreat. The retreats are led by veterans. We do have mental health people at the retreat for some of the therapies, but when we started out, we had therapists who were running the retreats, and found out that the veterans
Can't relate.
Well, they were a little more apprehensive because they've already been dealing with shrinks, and they have a negative feedback from that. They're just not comfortable. So we switched it where the veterans are leading the retreats, veterans that have been through our program. It's helped them.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
I mean, that creates, if somebody has been through it and has helped somebody or it's helped them, they're more passionate about it. And they can get through to them.
About how many veterans are at each retreat?
So here in Texas, out at Camp Coyote, we will do 12 to 16 at a time. In North Carolina, it's 8 to 10, just based on housing restrictions and effectiveness of the retreat itself. You don't want to have too many people. You lose some of the camaraderie and the individualism if you have too many people there.
Something else that I was reading, again, Dell Underland joining us. We appreciate your time this morning and just learning about Operation Red Wings Foundation. I was looking through the website as you were talking. We were showing it on the screen there, too. I noticed that there's some virtual help also, which I think is great. Can you let us know a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we developed that during COVID because there was maybe a 4-month period where it was difficult to travel and people were really paranoid about it. So, yeah, we decided veterans now need more help than ever, so we started this virtual retreat. And we did, as far as the virtual retreats, I think we did about 8 of them, but we still have virtual counseling and mindfulness check-ins, mental health check-ins for those that maybe they're scheduled for a retreat, but they're still struggling. So we do have our counselors, our contract counselors, they sign up for times, and they'll just do things virtually.
Dell, you mentioned earlier the organization privately funded, I believe, just with a lot of support, a lot of great folks, but maybe somebody this morning saying, hey, I want to help out, I want to get involved. One thing is there are opportunities for volunteers, and then secondly, can folks donate?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can go to the website, donate, orwfoundation.org. And yes, for volunteers, there's a volunteer form that they can fill out on the website to sign up. We can always use people. We can use them for maintenance issues at Camp Coyote, preparing food if they'd like to do that. We have a group of ladies that live down at Texas Grand Ranch that they rotate. They prepare a meal for every Saturday night session here in Texas.
One thing that you mentioned earlier, about some folks that have, veterans being involved in some of the counseling and those things. I think that's so important because, again, as you were chatting about that, I think of a good friend of mine, Joshua Harris, has a organization called Oak Ridge Disciple House, and they help guys who are recovering from life's hurts. We call it life's hurts, but drug, alcohol addictions. And Joshua has led guys now that have went through that program that are starting their own programs. So, and you can see the success so much more, whereas it was like a Rick or a Kaye or me trying to start an organization that we've never been in that position. How can you relate? How can you talk? So I think it's great that, this is veterans helping veterans is kind of what I'm hearing, and just getting through. It's one of those things I don't think you never get over. It's always a part of you, but you have to learn, how can I cope with this? How can I live a fulfilled life with this? And that's what you guys are doing, bringing that to the table for them.
Well, and I think a lot of our team leaders say this is therapeutic for them. It is. They've come through. It's changed their life, and so they do. They want to give. They want to give back. So they come in. We actually have a gentleman. I won't mention his name because he's kind of shy, but he lives in Huntsville, who has just been a huge asset for us and is going to become a team leader. He volunteers down at in Conroe at Veterans Court. He's just doing whatever he can to help veterans, because now he's in a much better shape.
Sure.
Mentally, and anyway, it's very therapeutic, and it helps them. It keeps them on the right track.
It was great when I was, Sydney and I go out once a month to eat and everything, and I love catching up with Mr. Grisham. He'll get mad at me for saying Mr. Grisham, by the way. He always told me, he said, don't call me that anymore. That was my dad. But that's how I was raised. And just like the word kid and child, it took me a while. It took me about, 7 or 8 meetings with Sydney to quit calling him Mr. Grisham. So, Sydney, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Grisham.
Yeah. He's going to give us heck about that. But, again, and I would have never got to know you if it wasn't for Sydney, because he said, hey, I've got a guy that I think you really need to talk to. I did want to give you an opportunity just to talk about a little bit about this community, how much it's meant to you, and just the support from folks right here in Huntsville. What has that meant to you in this organization?
Oh, it's huge. And it's sad. We've been here 4.5 years. We moved the office here, and I think people drive by our office every day and they see the sign and they have no idea what we do. I mean, there are several people that do, and the ones that do are, they're very thankful, very appreciative, and they do want to get involved. But I have people asking me all the time, well, yeah, I see your sign. They see the logo on my truck and the Operation Red Wing vehicles, that we used to transport the veterans back and forth. And what do you guys do? But we're very thankful for all the support we get.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate Dell being here and the fine work. Great staff, by the way. There's so many folks that are involved helping to make this organization work, and just a tremendous resource for veterans out there. Again, you can find out more information on their website. Check them out, orwfoundation.org. Something else that I didn't realize, and I saw this on the website as well, that there's a veterans crisis line. I mean, it's kind of like an emergency line, but 988 is the number to dial if someone is going through something. And so I didn't realize that was there. And then on y'all's website, it says if you're a service member or veteran with immediate crisis, please contact that line. You can call them also at 800-273-8255. Again, resources that I didn't know that were out there for veterans. I knew there was a lot. Tara Burnett from Hearts Veterans Museum. She is wonderful. She's brought some things to this show that I had no idea that was here. But again, another great resource with Operation Red Wings Foundation.
Tara is great. I don't think I've ever met anyone with a bigger passion for helping veterans than Tara. She's phenomenal.
We were joking, I guess it was yesterday on the show, Dell, and someone had said, hey, this guy's salt of the earth. And I always like that phrase. A mentor of mine used to use it, and it stuck with me. And I started thinking, Huntsville is so full of salt of the earth people that we don't even need any salt mines anymore. You just come right here to Huntsville, Texas, and we're good to go. So
it is a great town. It really is.
Well, Dell, before we let you go, this segued into the final question that I had for you is, and you mentioned a little bit, but whenever you think of Huntsville, what do you love most about this community?
Just the friendliness and it's the small town feel. And I was raised in a big city, but I've always been a small town guy at heart. Most of my family is from small towns in Kentucky, and I think it's just in my DNA, and I've always wanted to live in a small town, and that's why I'm back here, and this is where I'm going to die.
Awesome. Well, Dell, appreciate you being on. I know we covered a lot. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we let you go?
No, just appreciate all the support and appreciate you letting me come on here and having me as a guest.
You got it. Well, now when you're driving down, was that 11th Street? Is that
yes, sir.
When you're driving down, you look to the right, you see the beautiful red house, and you see Operation Red Wings Foundation. Now you'll know what they do.
And stop in and visit, and we can give you a little more information and talk to you about how you can help if anybody's interested.
Great. Yeah, I'd love to come by there. I was going to encourage people, too, when you drive by, just honk 2 times. Now that you'll know, just 2 honks, and they'll know they heard about it.
Today, for the anniversary, we had a golf tournament last Friday, and so we had signs on each of the holes of the 19 that were fallen in the mission. And so we have all those signs out in the front today. So
wonderful.
So if people go by, you can see a face. And this weekend, I went to Minnesota because the helicopter pilot, his family has a big fundraiser, and I wanted to meet them and just great people. And 18 years later, I mean, I can't believe they had 206 people participating in this golf tournament in Edina, Minnesota, some little small town there. I mean, they just loved this kid and keeping his memory alive. And then went to Reno for Matt Axelson Foundation. Matt was one of the SEALs on the mountain with Marcus and along with Danny Dietz and Michael Murphy. And so anyway, everybody, it's amazing to see the support for all these families of the fallen still, even 18 years later. And all we're trying to do is, keep their memory alive and continue to do the work that we're doing to help the veterans that are still here with us so they don't become a victim.
It's great, Dell, man. Just a great organization. Again, please show them support right here in Huntsville, but making an impact, not just here, but literally throughout the globe. You never know where these guys are going to go on to and what they're going to do next. And I mean, changing lives, saving lives, I think is the most important as well. Again, appreciate you, Dell. Been great to catch up with you, to learn a little bit more. And maybe in a few months, we'll ask you to come back on and give us some updates from time to time, if
Absolutely.
that sounds all right. So,
Absolutely. Love to do it.
well, there he is again, Dell Enderlin with Operation Red Wings Foundation. Hey, we've got more on the show. Stay with us as we wrap it up here in a moment. We're also going to be giving away these prizes here in a few moments. So, again, all you got to do is text the keyword winner along with your name to 936-339-0139. That's the keyword this week. You can text every day. And the thing is, you got to answer the phone whenever we call you to win. Rick Boehning answered the phone. He won a while back. Answer the phone when we call you. We'll step aside, take a break. A lot more to go here as we wrap it up on the back end. This is Good Morning Huntsville. All right, friends, welcome back in here on Good Morning Huntsville. Time now 7:52 in the, 7:53 now. Just ticked one more up. Want to remind you, text that keyword winner along with your name, 936-339. 0139. I had to take a big, deep breath. You ever do that?
I do.
You want to try some meditation real quick? Hold on. Hold on, here we go.
Usually whenever I give give him a new idea, he's like, ooh.
You get really, here, this was better, Kaye. There you go. Welcome back in. Good Morning Huntsville as we continue to rock and roll.
You've been practicing that.
Oh, man, it got me out of breath, man. It's like when you're a kid and what do they call it? Hyperventilate? Mm-hmm. Man, I probably hyperventilated like 30 times when I was a little kid. And what is the paper bag? Does that really work?
I've never had it work. Then again, they'd put it over my head so they wouldn't have to look at me.
If there's any medical experts out there, what is the use of the paper bag breathing into it? What does that do? I feel like you're just breathing in carbon dioxide because you're exhaling it. Now you're breathing it back in.
I think it diverts your attention and makes you focus on something else for a second.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to encourage you to breathe into a paper bag because if something happens to you, I don't want you to come back to this show. So this is not FDA advice. Hey, here we go again, Kaye. You mind holding these up for us? We got these passes here. That's what we're giving away today. I'm going to throw in a little gift from the Gideons as well. And how about a postcard? I still got a whole stack of these bad boys over here. Rick, why don't you pick a postcard to give away today?
Okay.
Rick's going to go through the postcards here.
A little bit of legerdemain here.
Yeah, hold on. He's just selecting one. What do we got here? Which one is this one? All right, here we go. What does that say back here? Let's see. Covering. Let's pretend that we're narrators of this. Rick, ready? Here, you read it, Rick. Can you say it's really tiny though, man?
It really is.
I'm putting you on the spot.
It says Huntsville, Texas Department of Corrections.
All right.
Covering 47 acres in downtown Huntsville. This unit comprises the administration building, Walls unit, and rodeo arena.
And what arena?
The rodeo.
Rodeo Arena. We're giving that away. Check this out. 1970s. I always love talking about these cards. A nice 1970s musk on the back of them. Did you smell that? Man, that
I graduated in 1977.
smells like your graduation. Smells like my great grandmother's house back in the day. So we're giving those away today. So make sure you chime in. 2 range passes to Guardian Defense and a nice muskie. Oh, and the rodeo arena is still on there, by the way. And I am blowing up I'm not giving away any more of these because we're running down on them. But we are blowing up the "We're Bucking for You" Huntsville.
I want that.
And
poster.
we're putting it on that wall.
I also want Billy to sign it for me.
He will. I'm going to get him to sign it because you know what? We're bucking for you, Huntsville.
And when Mayor Andy writes his book, I want a signed copy of that.
He is. He's going to write that book. We're going to get it. So one final time, text. I'm going to type it up here. Text the key word summer along. Oh, no, winter. Did I say summer earlier?
did.
You did.
Yeah, don't. It's winter. Text the keyword winter along with your name to 936-339-0139. I feel like I'm like begging for text. And they are coming in, by the way. It's just like Christmas when you get these little notifications. Ding, ding. You're like, hey, cool. You're chiming in this morning.
People are paying attention.
That's right. A lot of friends also joining us. How about George Pitts? Santa George, howdy, folks and neighbors. Come on down there and get the rest of it, Santa George. Good to hear from you. Sally Hosey joining us here on a Wednesday, saying good morning, Huntsville. Thank God for another beautiful day. My mom was also chiming in earlier. She said blessings for all involved with Operation Red Wings. We appreciate that. Dina, a while ago, had said this, Kaye. She said, sorry, this was about whenever we were saying, she said, sorry, mine is a teenager and he does not appreciate being called a child, LOL. So what do you call a teenager? A
Teenager.
kid? A teen? Can you say teen?
Hey, you.
Yeah, hey you. Kaye,
Young adult.
I got
That really resonates with them sometimes as young adult.
Jay Elms also saying good morning. Good morning to you, Jay. Thanks for joining us here on Good Morning Huntsville. I did want to mention, Kaye, I don't know if it's a bone to pick with you, but no, it's not a bone because you're educating me, so no bones at all. It's a good thing. But Braylon the other day said a word that reminded me of something you told me about. Don't teach your children how to say, I think it was birdie instead of bird. You taught me that. You said teach them the real actual words.
Yeah.
And she said blankie instead of blanket. How long does it take for a child to break that habit if you teach them birdie and blankie? Because I know.
It depends on when their friends start making fun of them. Usually.
I still carry my schnitzel around.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw Rick with his blankie, and someone drove by and almost hit him, and he flipped him the birdie. Just kidding. just kidding. We had to tie that in somehow this morning.
I love the way you make this stuff.
Yeah,
right off the top of your head.
it was good fun this morning. Kaye, tell us what's been going on at Tomorrow's Promise. I want to give you an opportunity. Obviously, you guys are here on a Wednesday. We wouldn't be able to bring folks like Dell Enderlin in and so many others without our Foundation 5 sponsors. You're one of them. Let us know what's been going on at Tomorrow's Promise. I know the third location, construction, rocking and rolling. Give us some updates.
Well, I wanted to go back to what we were talking about before the show began. You know, about counting, don't despise small beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that once you start something, the Lord sees that as good. And so, you know, you're starting off small. You're growing each and every day. My school started off small, started with 3 students. And look at us now. We're grown and growing some more. And yeah, the third location's coming along. We're waiting on the test to make sure the foundation is exactly the way the city wants it. Once that's done, then we should be able to move the buildings in and get started on the next phase. We are pretty full at our other 2 locations. There's a couple of openings still left. We are hiring teachers. We're hiring some office people. We're hiring marketing person. We've got a lot of hiring. We're trying to train for getting ready for that third location to be open and have people know what to do the Kaye and Rick way.
Oh, I like that. Know what to do. Hey, hey, hey. The Kaye and Rick way.
Hey, hey, hey.
We just made up songs here.
I like
we'll
it.
blow the horn a little bit later. It's great. I love your passion, Kaye, your devotion to your business, because the devotion to your business exemplifies your devotion to these children. And I always give you credit. You know, we had Braylon in a short time there before we had moved, and a lot of her vocabulary is through the roof. And I know children develop at different stages. So I'm not sitting here today saying, hey, if your child is 2 years old and not speaking a whole lot yet, that you're doing anything wrong. It's just sometimes children develop at different stages. Braylon didn't walk for a long time. I said, man, is this child ever going to walk? And I was nervous because, here we are 15 months in. She still wasn't walking.
And that's the beauty of Montessori is we take each child at where they're at and start from there. So if they already know how to count to 10, we're not going to continue to try to teach them to count to 10 because everybody's learning to count to 10 today or everybody's learning the letter A today. In Montessori, we take them where they're at and we go from there.
You're going to teach them to count from 10 backwards. So they walk in with this attitude, 2-year-old, oh, I can already count to 10. And then shaking their little head and going, and got this little 2-year-old attitude. And then Kaye's like, can you do it backwards? Booyah. What did you just do? I'm just kidding. I don't even know where we're going with that. If there was a little 2-year-old that came in to do that,
I'm not sure you're the best commercial for us.
please video that. If your 2-year-old goes, I can count to 10, just like that, send that to me, please. Just kidding. Kay's going to take great. I'm a great commercial. Kay, Rick, they're going to do a great job. What I was saying is Braylon has, I don't even know how we got on this tangent. Braylon has learned, and she has such an expansive vocabulary. I do give a lot of credit to you guys early on because we had her in there, and it doesn't matter. Look, from newborns, you're soaking up all this wisdom within the first 4 years. You've taught me that. And I believe in it because there's times where I say stuff and Braylon repeats every word I say. And I don't even think she's listening, but she is because she's so in tune with the world now. And the way to get your children to be in tune with the world is tune out the phones and the TVs. We have her in a car seat, and every once in a while she'll watch something. It just kind of depends on the flavor of the day. But for the most part, she is so active, looking around. We have a Hyundai Santa Fe that the moonroof opens up. You can see the sky. And so we open that thing, and she's just looking around, smiling. And one of the greatest things last night at that business after hours was, and I call her Little Toot now, and she always goes, Little Toot Toot. That's what she says. She'll repeat it. And then she's beautiful. I love her. But that's like, I wanted to have a good nickname for her, but Little Toot kind of came out, just because she's a Little Toot. And beautiful Little Toot. If you can have a beautiful Toot. But anyways, there was a young boy there named Michael Dutka that we brought on to sing. His parents were great, but Michael was amazing, 10 years old. And for the first couple of songs, Braylon was just standing there, and she had little hands like this, and she was just kind of rocking. She loved his music. She was so in tune with him singing. So I think it's important.
It was very cute to watch that.
Yeah.
Kay, what do you got for us today? It's a little Wednesday wisdom. What do you got for? Whoa, look at this. Miss Kay's favorite Play-Doh recipe. What's on the wisdom today? Is this part of the wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about this.
So everybody usually likes Play-Doh. I do not like the Play-Doh that you buy in the stores because I'm allergic to it. And it dries out and is yucky and
What happened? Your allergic reaction. I'm not making fun of this, but what is it from Play-Doh?
gives me a headache,
Headache. Okay.
the smell. So
Did you notice how she looked at you? And she said Rick's Play-Doh.
Yeah.
The headache and the
That's
smell. That's
exactly.
terrible. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Awful.
So anyway, this is my favorite Play-Doh recipe. And one of the benefits of Play-Doh that most people don't know about is it actually working with the Play-Doh and playing and making things and stuff helps develop the hands, that the muscles in the hands that you're going to use for handwriting later on. So by giving your child Play-Doh to play with, you are actually helping develop those muscles that's going to be used for handwriting.
What's up with your recipe on here? And that's good. It is. It's so important. I think of a kid I played as a child. I played with Play-Doh all the time. I was joking with you yesterday because we were talking about this. I said I used to lick the Play-Doh because it was really salty. And that was actually probably like all the germs and the gunk from messing around with it. It wasn't the salt. It was like, I rolled around on the floor, that kind of stuff. I did. I'm just being honest. I mean, it was like, wow, this is really salty. I don't know why I talked about that, but I did. But tell us about this recipe. What is up with this recipe, and why is your recipe so important versus the corporate brand?
Well, it's inexpensive to make.
Okay.
And it will last for months. If you just put it in a Ziploc bag or any other airtight container, you can play with it for months.
There you go. Miss Kay's favorite Play-Doh recipe. Here we go. 2 cups all per. I'm going to do my best. Was it Julia Childs? God bless her. Oh,
She was a
great.
Montessori student.
Was she really?
Yes,
Well,
yes,
see,
sir.
that's why I thought of it. You know who else was that Cajun cook? Down here now. Was it, what was that guy's name? The Cajun cook from Louisiana.
No
and he
idea.
faked the accent. He was on TV, man. It was on PBS.
I don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah,
No, that's bad for you.
Well, PBS is all right, kind of. God, who was that guy? He was the Cajun cook that was on there. He'd always go, "Oh, I guarantee."
I recognize the voice. I don't know the name.
Russell Wilson, I think was his name. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
Justin
Wilson. George Pitts knew Justin Wilson. Ooh, I guarantee. He faked the accent, by the way. So here's the recipe. 2 cups all-purpose flour. Ooh. 1 cup of salt. 4 teaspoons cream of tartar. Ooh, I guarantee. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, food coloring. Wilton icing colors will get you the brightest colors, by the way. A quart of Ziploc bags. Here's the directions. Combine the flour, salt, vegetable oil, and cream of tartar together in a large bowl. Already sounds like you can eat it, let's be honest. Boil
It won't
water.
hurt you if you do.
Maybe it won't. Boil water in a saucepan, let it cool down. Add the food coloring to the water, yellow color number 5. Add the warm water due to the flour mixture and mix well. Keep working the dough until it's not sticky. Then you can store the Play-Doh in a Ziploc bag at room temperature. The Play-Doh will last for months. Now, someone did ask here, how much water do you use?
2 cups.
2 cups of water. 2 cups of water. Yeah, so 2 cups of water. Tammy was asking that. 2 cups of water. And if you follow all this, guess what? I guarantee you're going to have a great Play-Doh play day. Oh. All right, I think it's time to wind down. We're done.
That recipe is on the internet. I did forget to put the water
That's
in.
all right.
so
We did that on
I was
purpose.
trying to make it pretty.
You were trying to see, and it was beautiful. You were doing that because we were wanting to see if anyone was paying attention, and honestly, Tammy was. So thank you for that, Tammy. We got some prizes to give away. Boy, we've got a lot of them that have chimed in today. And Rick, since you were on the show today, unfortunately, you cannot win today, but you are entered for the rest. We can't give it away to the people that are on the show today.
I don't blame you.
So that's just how we roll.
He's been over there, adding
I've
his name
actually
several
been through all the
times.
fireworks already.
Well, we've had 24 keywords come in, and man, check this one out. No one has ever. I don't recognize this person, and if she doesn't answer, she don't win. Simple as that. So we're going to give away these 2 passes right now, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to have our little fun time here as we crank up the mic, and here we go. Always like that part. All is well. Got to answer to win.
2 ringy dingies.
Oh, we may have our first ever didn't answer, didn't win.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's 4.
I was going to throw in $500 today.
I'll answer now.
No.
Please leave your
Oh, you did not win today because you didn't
Darn it.
answer. All right, let's go again here. She's already won. Jennifer, you can't win again this week. Tabitha, you can't win again because I just picked you. All right, here we go. Who is this? This is a Houston number. Man, this is a surprise this morning. This was someone here's a Houston number. I just picked, by the way, there's a randomizer that we use. Jennifer's already won this week, so she couldn't win again. So, Jennifer, you came up again, by the way. And then this Tabitha, who didn't answer her phone, she came up twice. She had 2 chances, didn't win. So let's go again. Let's try another one here. This one should answer because they just texted in.
Hello,
Hello, who are we speaking with?
Kyle Kreiner.
Kyle Kreiner.
Kyle Kreiner.
Hi, Kyle.
We all know Kyle Kreiner.
You know
Yes,
Kyle
I know
Kreiner?
Kyle.
Hi, Kaye. Hi, Rick.
Hi.
Kyle,
And I met you at your garage sale.
you met me at my garage sale?
Yeah.
What did you buy at the garage sale?
It was probably the wife bought something. I don't know.
Well, you had to name the prize to win, so
The
sorry.
wife-
No, I'm
the-
just kidding.
Okay, the wife is Rachel over at Children's
Oh
House.
my goodness. Okay. Yep. All right. There you go. I remember you. Hey, Kyle, man, congratulations. This is great because I can just give you all the passing. Give them to Rachel.
Oh, it's not going to make it to Rachel.
Kyle never sees it if Rachel gets it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure something out.
You have to
That
come by
was
and see
sweet.
me, Kyle.
Kyle, how did you find out about the show? You're the winner today, man.
Oh, I've been watching y'all for a while now, but I'm out in New Mexico chasing rigs, so,
Wow.
yeah.
You're driving right now?
Oh, yeah.
What's the speed limit where you're at?
50.
Are you going 50 or are you going about 65? Let's be honest.
I'd rather not go 50, but most of us try to go about 80, but we always get stuck on these 2-lane roads with these 18-wheelers that want to do 40.
I got you. Kyle, one time we were driving, I remember with my dad, we were driving through Nebraska. This was way back in the day. I-35, the speed limit was 55 through the entire state. And I'll never forget, my dad was going like 75. We get pulled over. Policeman goes, "Sir, do you realize how fast you were going?" My dad said, "Yeah, I was going 75. He goes, "Well, what's the speed limit?" My dad said it was 55. He goes, "Well, I'm writing you a ticket." My dad said, "You people need to get with the freaking times up here. We need to drive faster." I'll never forget that. And my dad got a nice ticket for his attitude. So there you go.
I'll bet.
So Kyle, New Mexico, if you just keep the positive attitude, buddy.
Kyle once helped me go to Austin and get one of these Thunderbirds.
Okay. Kyle went to Austin for the Thunderbird.
I get paid for drive time and mileage, so I'm not sweating it.
All right, well, here, if it's drive time, just ease on off that gas pedal, trickle to about 25, Kyle.
Yep.
Hey, buddy, well, congratulations, man. We appreciate you watching and listening. That's the joy of this, too, right? By the way, I mean, you're driving right now, but this isn't a distraction for you listening to this show while you drive. So that's what we love about it. It's not terrestrial radio. You can turn us on anywhere and keep up with Huntsville, just like Mr. Kyle Kreiner did. So
who lives here in Huntsville?
Who lives here in Huntsville? Kyle, one last really critical question. Is it Huntsville or Huntsville?
Well, Huntsville.
All right, there you go.
I don't know.
It's Huntsville. It depends on what day it is for me, Huntsville. You know, if I'm feeling kind of a little twang, I'm like, "Hey, y'all want to come on Huntsville?" But if I'm trying to be really proper, "Hey, would you guys like to," or I'd say, "Hey, would you find people like to come to Huntsville?" Just depends on what day to. Kyle, congratulations, man.
You know, I used to, every time everyone comes out and you go out to these rigs, they're all like, "Oh, so you're from Houston?" I'm like, "Well, no, yes, sort of." And, they'll ask where I'm from. Well, technically I'm from Trinity. And I was
City
like,
of Prayer.
Yeah, I'm from Trinity. Well, where's that? Huntsville. Well, where's that? Where all the prisons are. Oh. So that usually gives them right up.
There you go.
Where that's at.
Well, we're going to send you home with the postcard today, too, that's got that fine facility over there, along with the old rodeo arena. So, Kyle, man, we love you, buddy. Thanks for listening in, and we'll tell Rachel to keep putting up with you. How about that? Is that all right?
That'll work.
All right, man. Hey, before we let you go, what do you love most about this community, about Huntsville, Texas, my friend?
Not too small, not too big, just right.
Like that, man. Mm-hmm. That's the way I feel about a Whataburger hamburger. So, Kyle, appreciate you, man. Love you, buddy. Safe travels out there, and we'll see you soon, man.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
There you go. That's a lot of fun. So we got to let y'all go. Y'all got a meeting. Sorry we're going over here. Kyle today joining us as we wrap it up here. A lot of fun. George Pitt saying the randomizer is defective if it keeps picking repeat winners. Just saying. Well, it's what it's the way it works there, George. What do you got, Kaye, before we go?
I did see somebody ask a comment what our two locations are.
Yes, they did. Thank you. I was going to mention that.
The first one is at 2801 Old Houston Road, and the second one is over on 906 10th Street, or it's on the road to Sam Houston's grave on Avenue I.
Right
So it's
next
on
door
that
to
corner.
the hospitality house.
Yeah.
2, 3 on the way. Appreciate that question coming in. Before we go, today is National Logistics Day. Oh, that's UPS. Was that the commercial, UPS Logistics? I don't know. It's dumb. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's National Alaska Day. How about this? International Caps Lock Day. If you're typing in all caps, you're yelling. Tone it down a notch. National Insurance Awareness Day. Very important. International Body Piercing Day today. Rick and I are going to go get belly button piercings later.
I was actually thinking about having my eyelids pierced.
Yeah, we'll do that. National Parchment Day today. Nothing really exciting today. I mean, the Caps Lock Day did it for me. I'm excited. So keep your caps lock off today. Hey, any final comments before we go? I know y'all got to go.
No, great day.
We appreciate being here, Rob.
Yeah.
Appreciate
You're
y'all.
always a ray of sunshine.
Well, on the show, but then after it's over, it's back to reality. Just kidding.
I appreciate the small things.
That's right. You brought that in this morning. So appreciate the small things. That's what we want to take away. Don't take for granted the little things in your life. Be happy with what you have. Don't worry about what you don't, and God will provide what you need.
Exactly.
There you go. It's a Justin Killingsworth T-shirt coming your way soon. We're talking about T-shirt business, so just kidding, we're not, but it's just an idea. We'll wrap it up with that, friends. We love you. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. A lot of interaction today. We'll be back at it tomorrow on a Thursday, as we'll have our good friend Justin Killingsworth joining us. Make sure you tune in. Until then, friends, have a wonderful, blessed morning. And remember, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there this morning needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless.
Hello, Huntsville.